In 2023, my colleague, then working in the office of the Vice President, the head of the economic management team, came here and approved interest payment of 115 billion Ghana cedis. 115. Today he's crying over an interest of 50 billion. Is that not surprising to you? 115 billion was approved in this house for interest payment.
Last year.
Just 2023.
2023.
And yet these people are now surprised that interest payment that is 50% less is wrong. Mr. Speaker, what type of gendarme mathematics and finance is that? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, when you complain that a government is going to draw down loans that you have contracted for the government, those loans were contracted by NPP, and we are going to draw down to finance development. He is not happy that the loans that he contracted, we are now drawing them down. Mr. Speaker, so what does he want to do with the loans? We should go and cancel them. So those loans that he's complaining about are loans that were contracted by the NPP government, for which we are drawing down. He should go and look at the financing in the budget. Those are project loans. They are not Eurobonds. They are project loans. And if you contracted loans that are being drawn down, it is very surprising that you have an issue with it. Mr. Speaker, these were the descendants of the people who came here and were borrowing $3 billion a year in the Eurobond market. When was the last time you heard Eurobond market in this office, in this parliament? And yet you are here. People who run this country are down. People who declare to the world that Ghana should be declared bankrupt. And they spent 2 years to get a certificate of bankruptcy for this country. And these are the people who are complaining over 12 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, is that not surprising? But Mr. Speaker, again, I now understand how they never managed to run this economy. Let people learn that social spending includes education. Yes. Education is social spending. Maybe some people must go and learn what social spending is about. National health, health facilities. Health itself. Health is social spending. And people do not understand that when we say social spending, it is not the same as LEAP. LEAP is just a subset, just a small, minute part of social spending. My good friend, pay attention. I'm speaking to your discussion. Why are you now hiding? Mr. Speaker, when a government in the budget allocates 29 billion to health, that is social spending. That is for the vulnerable. When we decide, Mr. Speaker, we're in this country when GET Fund was constituted into a debt payment entity. All they were doing was spend 2 billion a year just to service Dache bonds. Today, GET Fund is getting 9 billion not to pay debt, but to finance education. And somebody is here talking about social spending. My good friend, pay attention. Take the budget and read social spending properly. Yes. Social spending is not LEAP. Social spending is not capitation grants. Social spending is not school feeding program. Those are just the minute part of social spending. Yeah. And you must understand the bigger envelope for social spending so that you don't mislead our people to think that social spending is just all about LEAP. Mr. Speaker, for the first time, I have heard somebody, very learned person, measure deficit by nominal values. What type of economics is that? That you measure deficit by nominal values, and that you have never heard You have never heard 45 billion before. We were in this country when the amount of deficit, the nominal value of deficit, was more than the total revenue in our country in 2022. In 2024, what was your deficit? It was more than this. If you are counting nominal values, you were doing 60 billion in 2024. Fast forward 2 years later, somebody is doing 45 billion, when it should rather be going up by the way you were running the economy. And you say you have never heard that before. You have never heard that before. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, compensation. My good friend says that he doesn't understand why his salary is being factored in the budget. Or you don't know that money is your salary. Mr. Speaker, if you people don't want salary, just tell us, we'll cut it. Mr. Speaker, these are salary increases for you, Article 71, office holder. How does payment of salary amount to payment a drinking of tea? A drinking of tea salary? A drinking of tea compensation? When we say compensating, it's not about compensating as you understand it. It's about wages and salaries. And for the first time, I'm hearing such a learned person refer to compensation as tea party. How does that amount to tea party? Mr. Speaker, let's be serious in our country. Mr. Speaker, let's be serious. Let's be serious here. It is about your salary, your salary. If we don't pay you for 1 month, Ghana will hear us. But Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, we are recruiting the young men that you left unemployed into the security services. How do you expect us to pay them? How do you expect us to pay them? We are recruiting the unemployed young men into the army. And he himself is looking around to find opportunities for the people of Walwale. But he says that we shouldn't provide for them. Mr. Speaker, we are recruiting people to run the affairs of government. Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, the nurses that you didn't recruit, we are recruiting them. Mr. Speaker, they had over 11,000 people they recruited into the Ghana Health Service. They did not even put them on the payroll. And we have put them on the payroll. Where do you think we should pay them from? Education, over 13,000 teachers. They recruited them, didn't put them on the payroll. We have catered to pay for them, and you have a problem with that. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians should understand these people. They never like Ghanaians. The unemployed youth should now understand why they are unemployed, because they never want to pay them. They don't want them to be employed and be paid to take care of their families. Mr. Speaker, this budget is meant to make sure that the youth that are unemployed find something to do, and we will pay them. Mr. Speaker, we will pay them. Mr. Speaker, your man is complaining about capital expenditure. We are in this country where they declared year of roads and came here with a roads budget of 2 billion. 2 billion Ghana cedis in this parliament. The year of roads, you budgeted for only 2 billion. And you see the people of Ghana that somehow or another you are going to fix our roads with 2 billion. And we have budgeted for 30 billion, you have an issue with it. I mean, what type of people are these? What type of people are these? Mr. Speaker, somebody says that he doesn't understand why there is international borrowing. Mr. Speaker, you should be happy that there is a government that the international community trusts and have confidence in them and will lend to them. Mr. Speaker, you were sucked away from the international capital market. You ran this country into a junk status. And you were rated by all rating agencies into a junk. That's why they never gave you money. That's why they stopped you from borrowing $3 billion a year on the Eurobond market. And this young man, Dr. Atofosi, this young man has cleaned up your mess. Mr. Speaker, this young man had made sure that our rating is now up there and the people trust us.
Honorable
and they want to give us money. You don't want that. Mr. Speaker,
Adongo, conclude. conclude.
Mr. Speaker, it is becoming very clear. Mr. Speaker, it is becoming very clear.
Honorable members,
Good news
honorable
is never
members,
good for
let
this
there be
people.
order.
Anything good about
Let there
Ghana,
be
they
order.
don't like it. You brought us a bankrupt economy and arrived with a bankrupt certificate tied to your neck. You made Ghana men of straw. And today, we have raised Ghana to a status where people are now calling us to come and take money. And you have an issue with that. Mr. Speaker, I think that the Jandam economies will die. It is becoming very clear that they don't have anything to say about the management of the economy. The management of the economy is very clear. Mr. Speaker, only recently, despite everything we told them here, they think that when you continue to tell untruth, it will become the truth. Mr. Speaker, in managing this economy, we came to meet foreign reserves of 8 billion Ghana cedis. Dollars, sorry. They claim that we have pumped 10 billion. So if you have $8 billion you came to meet, and you pump 10 billion, do you end up with 12 billion? Do you end up with 12 billion? I mean, what type of Jandam analysis are these? And all they are doing is that they instigate these journalists to be waiting for them at the entrance. They wait for them at the entrance just so they can get TikTok bite. How can you meet reserves of 8 billion, pump 10 billion of that, and you have almost 12 billion sitting at the Bank of Ghana? We must be magicians. We must be magicians to have done that. The truth is that the economy generated those forex. The cocoa farmer that produced cocoa that you went and sold and brought only 500 million into Ghana within 6 months. When we sold them, we brought 1.8 billion in 6 months. 1.3 billion more. Why? Do you want us to give it to Atu to go and put in his house? We'll give it to the people who need it to import things into our country. Cocoa, what do you call gold board alone, is giving us $9 billion a year. Not even a year now. $9 billion.
In less than a year.
And that money is produced by Ghanaian miners. So if Ghanaians produce their gold, and you go and sell and you bring the forex, why? Do you want us to give it to go and keep it in Kumasi? We give it to importers. And that is why they are seeing the stability of the city. So you can shout on top of the roof, we will generate forex. You people were borrowing forex and giving to them. You were borrowing 3 billion every year, then you go and give it to exporters and importers. You go and borrow 3 billion, you come and organize KK party, and you give it to people. Yes. Meanwhile, you have forgotten that 3 billion will have to go back. And they will go back in the principal and interest payment. And when it arrived, initially they went and printed series. Printed 80 billion. Then after the 80 billion, now the person who gave you the 3 billion wants $3 billion. You can't give them seeds. Then they say, we can't pay. Because we have seeds, but we don't have dollars. And at a point, Mr. Speaker, our entire forest reserve at the Bank of Ghana could last for 0.8 months. That is less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. If you knew how to raise 10 billion, how come you didn't have forex? Less than 2 weeks. Mr. Speaker, now if you come to Bank of Ghana, our reserve is about $12 billion. $12 billion. And they are dazed, completely dazed. It is not a math that all the time you must find something wrong when there is nothing wrong. My good friend,
Honorable Isaac Adongo, kindly conclude.
Criticize. Mr. Speaker, I want to call on my colleagues that this budget is a good news budget. Mr. Speaker, one of their own who sat in the front row here today is a finance minister, and he's putting Ghana on the pedestal. He requires their support to continue to deliver the good news to our people. And that can only happen if the appropriation bill is approved and the money is made available to the minister. Mr. Speaker, the amount of money he's complaining about, do you have any money sitting in your office that you are going to give to Atufossi? He is going to raise it himself. So when he raises the money, he shouldn't spend it.
Honorable member,
So,
once
Mr.
again,
Speaker,
conclude.
A good government raises its own money. A good government raises the money from Ghana and spends the money in Ghana. And by the time we are done, I'm sure the people of Ghana will understand what a good budget looks like. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case and encourage my colleagues to support the adoption of the report. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.